Live to Toronto, we're getting an update on the Toronto police corruption scandal involving several officers and calls for an investigation. Let's listen.
Rebuilding public trust also requires more than words. It requires action. And that is why today I am announcing an independent, province-wide inspection into the ability of Ontario's police services and boards to prevent, detect, respond to, and fortify their organizations against corruption and ensure integrity. Although this issue originated with the Toronto Police Service, we have since learned that other organizations may be impacted. And in any event, incidents like these understandably shake public trust in policing more broadly. It's important to acknowledge the real questions the public is asking and the potential effect these questions may have on their confidence in Ontario's policing system. This province-wide inspection will be conducted under the authority of Ontario's Community Safety and Policing Act, the province's policing legislation, and it will focus on 5 defined areas, with the ability to examine additional ones as the inspection unfolds. These areas are first, supervision and span of control, including how officers are supervised and how effective that supervision is. Strong supervision reinforces professional conduct and performance expectations, and it ensures that legal obligations under the Charter, human rights legislation, and other law is understood, applied, and proactively upheld to prevent breaches before they occur. Second, screening and vetting of officers, both at recruitment and on an ongoing basis as they move through their careers in an organization, to determine whether police personnel meet and continue to meet the high standards we expect, as well as the prescribed qualifications and suitability requirements. The third issue, access to police databases and information systems, including clear permissions, controls, and safeguards. These are essential to protect sensitive information and prevent unauthorized access or misuse, and better identify potential misuse at the earliest possible opportunity. Fourth, evidence and property management, which are governed by regulatory requirements. Chiefs must have procedures in place, police boards must provide policy oversight, and this governance must be adhered to ensure the integrity of evidence handling throughout the system. And fifth, substance abuse and fitness for duty, ensuring that wellness supports are there for police service members who do the hard work on our behalf and often suffer the health consequences as a result of it, while also ensuring that those that put on their uniform are able to serve their shift properly and without risk to themselves or others. Given the scope of these issues and the importance of this inspection being conducted in a timely manner, I will appoint an external person as an inspector under the Act outside of government to lead this work, bringing the expertise, a singular focus, and rigorous methodology that this important work requires. Once appointed, this individual will have the same statutory authorities that I do as Inspector General to obtain any information relevant to this inspection. Importantly, this inspection also can and must be conducted in a way that does not compromise or interfere with the still ongoing criminal investigation or prosecutions resulting from charges laid. Those processes are also vital for accountability and public trust, and so we will ensure this inspection unfolds with those appropriate safeguards in place. At the conclusion of this sector-wide inspection, the inspector will provide me with their report outlining their independent findings based on their assessment of the information and the evidence. I will review that findings report to determine whether there has been any non-compliance with policing legislation, including a failure to provide adequate and effective policing. And if there has been non-compliance, I must then determine whether to issue any legally binding directions that will require action and implementation to ensure compliance and for improvements across the system to be made. I'm also committed to ensuring that the work of the Inspectorate of Policing is always transparent. We are the oversight body here on behalf of the people of Ontario. Therefore, any directions I may issue that flow from this inspection, along with the inspector's report, will be publicly posted on our website when the time comes for everybody to see. Our work is done in the public interest, and the public will always know what we are doing and why we are doing it. And importantly, that work will not end there. If I issue directions, the Inspectorate of Policing also has the legislative duty to monitor progress of how those directions are being implemented, that they're being implemented effectively, and that they're achieving their intended outcomes. As the Inspector General of Policing of Ontario, an independent provincial authority, and the only role of its kind in Canada, my responsibility is to ensure that every police service and every police service board in the province complies with applicable law, meets provincial standards of policing, and ultimately delivers adequate and effective policing to the people of Ontario. By identifying gaps, addressing them, dealing with weaknesses that may exist in the system that allow corruption to take effect, this work will strengthen the Ontario policing system overall.
All right, we are listening to Ryan Teschner. He is the first Inspector General of Policing in the province of Ontario, announcing that he is launching a province-wide inspection of police following that corruption scandal involving 7 officers in Toronto's York region. He said that this is needed to address issues to restore the public's confidence in police, and he said that he will appoint an external person to do this investigation.